So, you're thinking about taking your business global? It's a huge, exciting thought. A massive opportunity for sure, but it's also a path it's filled with risk. Today, we are going to break down the one essential tool that really separates a successful global expansion from a costly failure. Welcome to our explainer on international market research.
All right, let's dive right in. To really get a handle on this, we first need to understand the sheer scale of what we're talking about. The potential out there is absolutely enormous, but you gotta know, so are the stakes.
Just look at this number for a second. $32.2 trillion. I mean, that's a staggering figure. According to the World Trade Organization, that's the value of global trade in goods and services for just a single year. It just goes to show how incredibly vast and connected the global marketplace really is.
And that right there is the multi-trillion-dollar question, isn't it? Because for every amazing success story you hear, there are countless businesses that stumble, that don't make it. The opportunity is absolutely there, but grabbing it, well, that takes a lot more than just having a good product.
And this really puts the competitive landscape into perspective. You're not just going up against a few big household names. The World Bank tells us that millions of firms, we're talking everything from tiny startups to huge corporations, are all out there fighting for a piece of that global pie. The competition is incredibly fierce.
So how in the world do you navigate such a complex, crowded environment? What you need is a reliable guide. You need a strategic compass. And that compass, you guessed it, is international market research.
Okay, so let's be super clear on what this actually is. This isn't about guessing or just grabbing a few facts from the internet. It's a systematic process. The best way to think about it is as a bridge. The bridge between your big global ambition and actually making it happen successfully. It's what turns all that scattered data into real, usable business intelligence.
And really, it all comes down to this choice. Which column are you operating from? Are you working with guesswork, making decisions based on assumptions, a few opinions, and a whole lot of hope? Or are you in that second column, making moves based on hard evidence and structured data? See, research is what moves you from just hoping for the best to acting with real confidence.
All right, so you decide to invest the time and the resources into doing the research. What's the actual payoff? What's in it for you? Let's take a look at how this all builds into real, tangible advantages for your business.
The benefits are so direct and so powerful. You end up selecting the right markets, not just the ones that seem obvious. You can dramatically reduce your risk because you understand the legal and cultural traps before you fall into them. You can position your product, your pricing, and your marketing so that it actually connects with local buyers. And all of this adds up to way more than just avoiding failure. It's about creating a clear, sustainable, competitive advantage.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? It can seem pretty overwhelming, I get it, but the whole process can be broken down into a clear, manageable blueprint.
You know, a really thorough process has a lot of little steps, but it all boils down to these four logical phases. First up, define and screen. This is where you set your goals and use high-level data to filter the entire world down to just a short list of promising markets. Next, you analyze the market. Here, you're digging deep into the economy, your competitors, the regulations in those specific countries. Then you understand the buyer. This is crucial. You're figuring out who your customers are and how they actually buy things. And finally, you strategize your entry. You put it all together, validate what you found, and build your final action plan. It's a roadmap, not a maze.
Now, let's see what happens when this blueprint is actually put into practice. Because theory is one thing, right? But results are what really matter. You know, feedback like this from businesses that have actually gone through the process, it just says it all. When you see phrases like strategic insight and market understanding, you're seeing the direct result of good research. This is what happens when you stop guessing and start using an evidence-based strategy. It's how you build real, successful relationships across borders.
And that really brings us to the single most important takeaway here. Please, don't think of this as some academic exercise or a dusty report that's just going to sit on a shelf. Proper international market research is an active, strategic investment in the future success of your business. It is just as crucial as your product development or your financing.
So, as we wrap up, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Your global ambition, that part's clear. You know you want to grow. But is your strategy to get there just as clear? Is it built on hope or is it built on evidence?